Congratulations, you're interested in purchasing a property and you're watching this video because you're wondering what the steps are, and I am going to explain them to you right now in this video. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Chris Martin, real estate agent, investor, coach, and if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out some other videos on this page that can help you in your journey. Congratulations, you got through the inspection period, and that's one of the toughest periods to get through, right? Because a buyer can walk away like we spoke about. Now it's time to get ready for the purchase and sales, or the P&S. The P&S, the purchase and sales. Now the offer that you signed was pretty much one page, maybe 2 pages. The purchase and sales is about a dozen pages. So this is going to be all the details outlined in this purchase and sales agreement that both the buyer sign and the seller sign. So with your offer, you most likely put down an initial deposit. Most of the time it's $1,000. On your purchase and sales, you're going to be putting down a second deposit. Both of these deposits will be held in an escrow account and they get applied to your purchase price. So this is part of your down payment. It doesn't have to be your down payment itself. It just goes towards your purchase price. It can be your down payment, but a lot of the times the first and second deposit are typically around 5% between the two. So the first and second deposit equate to 5% minus the $1,000 that you put down on that initial deposit. So you want to make sure you have those funds available when the purchase and sales is about to be signed. So that purchase and sales is signed typically around 14 days from the time that you originally signed the offer and submitted the offer gets accepted. Because remember, you don't want to sign the purchase and sales until you did the home inspection. At least that's how it's done in Massachusetts. So you want to do the home inspection first, get that out of the way, and then you go into the purchase and sales. And the purchase and sales really solidifies the deal even more. You give that second chunk of money, and that fund doesn't have to be exactly the 5%. It can be 3.5%. For example, if you are in an FHA program, you're only putting down 3.5%, so you can't put down first and second to be 5% because you're only putting 3.5% in the whole deal. So it can be 3.5%, it can be 5%, you can round it up, round it down, it's whatever. It's basically just to secure the deal and to lock you in to where you're not just gonna up and leave the deal and abandon you closing on the property. If you have money on the table, then you're less likely to run away and go to Mexico because you have money at stake. You're gonna buy that property. So the purchase and sales is important. It's also an important time where you want an attorney to be able to look over that purchase and sales before you sign it. So your real estate agent, whether that's myself or someone else that you're working with, they're not there to give you legal advice, and you don't want them to give you legal advice. If they are giving you legal advice, they're actually doing you a disservice. They shouldn't be doing that. This is not a multiple hat pony that can do multiple tricks. It's not that. Everyone should be in their field. So you should have a real estate attorney, and I'm telling you, a real estate attorney, not a general practice attorney, not a personal injury attorney, not whatever. There's all these people that come to me like, oh, my uncle's an attorney. He does personal injury. He can look at the purchase and sales. Yeah, he can look at it, but I don't want him to look at it because we have people that specialize in real estate law. Those are the people that should be looking at those purchase and sales. Someone who's looking at a bunch of those every single day, not someone who's looking at one every year or one every 5 years. We want someone that goes and works that territory day in, day out. That's gonna cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,200 to have an attorney basically represent you in that transaction, to look over the purchase and sales and coordinate the closing and do all that stuff. So the purchase and sales, you want to make sure an attorney looks over that. They're actually going to be negotiating with the other attorney terms that make sense for both sides. The attorneys will discuss it, the buyer attorney, the seller attorney. They'll finalize that, and then they'll present it to their clients and say, hey, we reviewed this, we think this is good for you to sign, and they'll highlight the actual terms of the purchase and sales for you. As a buyer, you want to have that second deposit ready to go, and that cannot be issued in a bank check. It has to be, or it can't be issued in a personal check. It has to be issued in a bank check or cashier's check, or a wire, or using deposit link, something that's going to get those funds over to the other side. Usually it's the listing company that's holding the escrow, We need to get those funds over to the other side and have those clear. We don't want it to be a personal check and it's going to take multiple days to clear. It needs to clear quickly. So a cashier's check, and those funds need to be available in your checking account. That way you can access them. So if you need to move money around, now's the time to do it before you get to the P&S. The buyer signs the P&S first, and you give the second deposit to the seller side, and then they sign it. Once they sign it, that's called the executed purchase and sales, and that's what's circulated and distributed to everyone involved, including your lender, who will need a copy of that executed purchase and sales. Once you get this purchase and sale signed, you are on the way to closing on your property. It's another big step out of the way. Again, make sure that you are in communication with your real estate agent. They're hooking you up with a quality attorney. That way you can have, basically, I call it the dream team. I'm gonna give my buyers the dream team, the people that I've accumulated over the years that I know are the best at lending, the best at law, the best at everything, the best inspectors. These are the people that I'm gonna supply my clients, and hopefully your agent is doing the same. And congratulations on getting through the purchase and sales, and make sure you're watching the rest of the steps on buying a home. If you haven't, search my channel, make sure you watch all 6 steps, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.